Hello, my name is Stacy Clausen. I am the Secondary School Counseling Specialist for the Issaquah School District, and I'm here today to give you information about how our middle and high schools support our students when they or their classmates experience harmful behavior from their peers, whether it be mean behavior or it rises to the level of harassment, intimidation, or bullying. Our schools work to provide students a safe learning environment so that when your student walks into the classroom, in person or virtually, they feel welcomed, comfortable, and ready to learn. In order to create this safe learning environment, all of our middle and high schools teach our students about the prohibition of harassment, intimidation, and bullying in our schools, what it is and what it is not. This includes learning the difference between mean behavior and bullying. It also includes learning that racism and microaggressions are forms of harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Our students learn about the physical, emotional, and academic effects that bullying and harassment can have on those who are victims. They learn how to report it at their school, and they learn how to take actions to stand up for each other and create a safe school community when they see it happen to their classmates or even themselves. In each of our middle schools and our high schools, this learning is delivered by our school counselors, dean of students, principals, and in our middle schools, it can also include our PBSES coaches. The lessons are taught to students in different classes depending on the school, but this could be their social emotional learning class, social studies class, or English class. It could also include advisory for those schools that have an advisory class. This year, this learning has expanded to include modules and videos that our schools have placed in Canvas to add to what is delivered in person. In the middle school, we are lucky enough to have access to specific bullying prevention lessons that come from our social emotional learning curriculum called Second Step. Our Second Step curriculum also teaches our students problem solving and conflict resolution skills they need when they have difficulties with their peers that may not rise to the level of bullying or harassment, but do create conflict between peers and friends. This education is an important life skill as we don't always get along with everyone we are with, and thus an integral aspect of teaching our students how to navigate relationships and participate in creating a safe school environment. We are lucky to have adopted the Second Step curriculum a few years ago. So our 6th and 7th grade students, our current 6th and 7th grade students, have been receiving this instruction for the past several years. So this year, when they were just having these discussions in their classes, it was building upon the bullying prevention learning they received in 4th and 5th grade. And that kind of building upon bullying prevention learning as our students get older is going to become more robust over the years. Even with all that we do for all of our students district-wide, we also know there are times when our students need adult support to stop mean behavior and to intervene when bullying and harassment happen in our schools. This includes when our students are experiencing racism and microaggressions. Each school may have a slightly different process for students and parents to make reports, but you will generally find that a dean of students, assistant principal, or school counselor will be talking to you about your concern or report. At our middle schools, the process to report a concern about harassment and bullying, or even just mean behavior, starts with a form in the counseling office. Then, depending on what is reported, the student and or parent may be contacted either by a school counselor or assistant principal. At our high school, these reports are generally taken directly by your student's assistant principal. However, we know just making these reports can be intimidating in and of itself, as students can feel uncertain if they should even make a report. For this reason, it is common for at the high school level, for students to first go to their school counselor in order to feel supported and comfortable making the report, as well as receive any personal, emotional, or academic support they may need, depending on how they've been impacted by the bullying, the mean behavior, the racism. Another consideration to keep in mind is that for many of our high school students, it is developmentally appropriate to want to either keep this information private and try to handle things themselves or among their friends. This is because they are learning to assert the independence they will need as adults. And as they navigate this new stage in their life, they may not be able to see the need for adult intervention, or they may want to avoid it altogether for fear of peer rejection or retribution. It's important for you to know that this is normal teenage behavior. And if you see your child being uncertain or trying to hide what is happening to them or their friends, they will need your support to discuss why it's important to go to their school counselor or assistant principal to get adult support and intervention. They may need your guidance and support to remind them that reporting these incidences is actually a brave, courageous, and assertive action, and that they have to support, and they have you to support them, to go with them if they need it. They also may need reminders that it's important that they report all of the details about the behavior and situation that they are aware of. It can be common for teens and young adults to only tell part of the story in order to protect others or avoid conflict. They may need your support to remember that telling the full story takes courage, and sharing all of the details they know will be what's needed to protect those they are standing up for. Sharing the full story allows schools to protect students to the full extent of their ability, to take appropriate action, and to work to right the situation. You may be wondering things like, how do I know which assistant principal to go to? How do I know who my student's school counselor is? Or even my students telling me it's not a big deal, but it seems like a big deal to me. It's not uncommon for our schools to have signs and posters around the building reminding students that school is a safe place, reminding them of the learnings they've received about bullying and harassment, who to go to for help, and how to stand up for it, and how to report it. Our middle and high schools also have student handbooks available on their websites that detail the expectations of positive student behavior in a school to create a safe climate. It provides you all of the definitions for what is inappropriate behavior that could result in disciplinary action. It gives you the names of people at the district who you may contact if you feel the need to file a formal complaint. And if you're unsure of who your student's school counselor or assistant principal is, you can find that information also on your school's website. You can call the school directly and ask for that information. And you can also always ask a teacher to put you in contact with the correct school counselor or assistant principal. I want to thank you for taking the time to come today and listen to this presentation. As I've mentioned, standing up to say something when our students see something is a courageous act. It is not an easy one for them to do. And taking that initial step of asking for help from their school counselor or assistant principal in many cases will require emotional support from their families. So thank you for coming today to learn how to navigate the system so that you can provide support your student will need if and when the time comes. We appreciate you and the opportunity to serve your students. Thank you.